The coffee sans tequila. Can I introduce this? Unless you already have something.
You can. You like make sure like we're all pulled up and stuff.
Sans tequila.
Oh, we're on. Okay.
Damn, that
It's like it's gonna be like nobody in here.
that really just.
What? I need you to come in closer though. What was I gonna do? Give it a minute, then you can go ahead and go for it.
Excuse me. Give it to 7-4. So should we watch it now?
Well, hold on. I think I have one scheduled over here and didn't mean to. How do I delete this one? I don't want this one on here anymore.
Don't know.
Okay, YouTube Studio. 1 second, everybody. We got some technical stuff we're figuring out. Not really difficulties, but
It's always a thing with live shows.
I know. How do I delete this one? Or this one says upcoming. Now we're gonna delete that one. Did it?
Delete 4 out of 5.
It makes it so final sounded.
I know, it just sounds dramatic. Okay. And
Okay, good. Let's
Are you
go.
ready?
Let's go ahead and start.
okay, we are going live in 3, 2, 1. Good morning and welcome to Coffee Sans Tequila. We are coming at you live from Lawton, Oklahoma. This is a morning pop culture show, and we're actually doing it in the morning, so we don't have any tequila.
No.
And I'm wishing everybody a good weekend because this weekend is going to be literary.
And we're actually we're gonna be okay. This is gonna be really messy, everybody. We're gonna be super just unprepared and stuff like that. I should have prepped for this live a little bit better, but here we are. How is everybody? Good morning. Good morning.
Okay. In our first piece of news for this morning,
we're coming at you like the morning show, like the Today Show.
A just announced supernatural prequel for the Winchester family. And this prequel is going to be narrated by Jensen Ackles.
What is the Winchester family? Okay. Oh, I know for Supernatural.
For Supernatural.
Yeah, okay.
It's gonna be
I wasn't a Supernatural fan.
Yeah, it's gonna be narrated by Dean, kind of like how they do young Sheldon right now. And I gotta say, sometimes people, when they make these announcements, they don't think at all. Because I guess the 2 other stars, Jared Padalecki and the guy who played Castiel, had no clue about it, so they retweeted it today. Yeah. And Jared Padalecki was like, dude, happy for you. Wish I'd heard this some other way than Twitter. I'm excited to watch, but bummed that Sam Winchester had no involvement whatsoever. I think that's kind of upsetting because I get that Jensen's taking he's taking his opportunities with this, but it's always kind of sad when another co-star has no clue of what's going on, or when you hear of them doing a reboot. You remember when they did the Charmed reboot and they talked to all of the actual Charmed ones, and they're like, yeah, we had no idea that they were doing this. They didn't ask us to help or produce or anything like that.
It's he didn't know anything about it.
Well, yeah.
Oh no, I didn't see anything.
He literally said that someone said at Boys in Ballet said, this has got to be a bad joke. Hello. And she added both of them. This isn't it, sirs. We're freaking out. And Jared Padalecki said, no, it's not. This is the first I've heard about it. I'm gutted. So
the show just ended, didn't it? Gutted about what though? I
Like,
mean, I get it. I get it. He like devoted a lot of his time, many of his years to
yeah,
this.
like 15 or so years into the character and into his friend and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you devote so much time to a character into a show, then it does hurt, like kind of being, I don't know, pushed off to the side and not really filled in on what's going on with the next chapter of that show, or like a beginning chapter or something like that. But so I get it, but at the same time, it's like you just finished the show. I think you're okay a little
Well,
bit.
it's the same thing as like the Big Bang Theory ended and it was like the biggest show, just like Supernatural was the biggest show for CW,
Yeah.
and so they're both doing prequels. So it kind of makes sense if they were like looking at that formula and be like, oh, this makes sense to do this. People want these characters back in a different setting.
Yeah. I don't know.
And
I was never, I have to, like, I don't even know if I watched the whole first season, but so I was never a huge Supernatural fan. So
I think you would be
say.
though, because I've watched through season 5, tried to watch season 6. It was completely unwatchable, and it was only really meant to be a 5-season arc.
Yeah.
The reason why it's even lasted so long is because of the characters, not really the plot. The plot was really good for 5 seasons, and after that, people really stuck around for the characters.
Yeah. This really feels different doing this in the actual morning. I like I have sleep eyes and like a little bit groggy trying to wake up. I didn't know we were gonna be doing a whole suit setup. I just threw whatever on. That was closest to my bed.
I was looking for something to put on, right? And
Okay.
I was like, oh, maybe I'll put on a suit. And well, I'll put on a blazer or a top.
Who the hell do you
And
think you are?
This is the only one that would fit across my shoulders.
Oh, okay. His muscles. What he's saying is his muscles are way too big for these.
No, but
little
it honestly was
got.
the only one that would fit across my
He's
shoulders.
like, I'm ripping out of it.
So we're gonna need to get some suits for that wedding. Anyways,
yeah, we're going to a wedding at the end of the summer, so
because I don't think my fits me anymore.
Yeah, well, the what I wanted to open the show with was the Miami condo collapse. That was crazy, right? I'm like flabbergasted, reading about it and seeing everything about it, because it just feels like I don't know. So a condo collapsed in Miami, and apparently for like a year now it's been sinking, and some people have known that it needs like repairs, and like there's one confirmed dead. So the whole freaking condo collapsed. It was like a big ass condo and it just collapsed. Like the building just went down, and there's like one person dead, and I think there's like 91 people missing, 90 something people missing. And it's just like, it's crazy. And watching the video of it, it's just kind of unbelievable, because I didn't know they did that. It looked like dynamite was placed all around like the first floor or whatever. And they, how they when they level buildings and stuff like that, when they like purposely do that, that's what it looked like. And so I've never seen that happen like by accident. And so I don't know. It was just wild. Good. Have you actually seen the video? Did you do anything up about it? We're all completely unprepared here.
I all I saw was a news article. I didn't look at anything about it. That was very sad to look at, so I didn't want to look at it or speculate about anything until.
Well, we're not speculating. We're just going based off of the news, man. Okay, so the condo was sinking. Experts discovered a year ago that 12 floors Miami condo was sinking and needed repairs for rusted steel and damaged concrete. And it's revealed that work on the roof may have triggered deadly collapse, leaving 99 people missing. I'm like, how do you even survive something like that? And like, we are hoping and praying that that these 99 people are okay, that they're maybe just trapped under some rubble and they'll be rescued. Being very optimistic here, but it's just like, it's a tragedy.
Yeah, it's not
good, is what he's saying. He's just gonna he got nothing to say about it.
Well, I don't know what to say about it without like I don't know, seeming like
We
I'm
didn't cross-check any of our talking points or
uh,
any of our hot topics that we came up with, and
yes,
so,
and that's
so
why
we're very unprepared here.
my next topic compared to this one looks really bad.
I know it does look bad. That's why I was going to open with this one and then kind of go lighter.
Damn.
Yeah,
Well, I'm really sorry about what's happening over there, and I'm really
we are
I'm
hoping for the best
yeah, yeah, we are hoping
for
for the
all of those
best.
people trapped, and hoping that they are found and receive medical attention, anything they need.
Okay. Um.
We're switching gears here. Hey, we have to move on. We have to get into a new hot
Um.
topic, and it's not gonna the tone's not gonna exactly match this
Yes.
last story. So
Yes. So Wednesday, Disney announced that Scarlett Johansson is reportedly making a Tower of Terror movie for Disney. No details yet whether she's going to be actually having a role
mhm.
in it. I really, really hope she does. And also, sorry, this is based off of one of the historically like big Disney rides, Tower of Terror, which I know for one of the Disney studios was redone to be a Guardians of the Galaxy one,
Yeah,
and for another one it's still Tower of Terror. So I'm guessing this is kind of like a
I don't know if Tower of Terror is a good topic to be following that up with.
that's why I told you.
Yeah,
Well, it's a Disney ride story, just like they're doing the Jungle Cruise, as like another ride story. They're kind of starting to produce a lot more, like
I
ride
know, but I don't
adjacent
know if
stuff.
this topic is. Maybe we have to table this topic for another time. I
Well,
don't. I
I
don't. I
mean,
don't know. I don't think that's a good one to follow up the
I mean,
condo collapsing with.
yes, the topic is complete. That's that's it. I'm just gonna.
I did love that movie when I was a kid. There was a movie about it, about that ride as well. And I guess Disney's just remaking everything, ain't they? There's have y'all seen the set photos of like the Little Mermaid that's been coming out? Those I think it looks okay. I don't think it looks all that bad. Have you seen any of those set photos?
No,
No. Okay. Yeah, unprepared, completely unprepared.
no, I mean, I wasn't gonna cover it, so
Yeah, it's okay. The Halloween Kills trailer dropped. I actually, me and Ian for My Bloody Judy we posted like a trailer reaction and discussion. That trailer was badass, y'all. I don't know how many of y'all are actually into horror movies watching right now, but the Halloween Kills trailer is like, it just got me there. We got 3 or 4 months to go, and I'm so stoked for it. I remember we were in Colorado the last time the trailer dropped, 2 years ago, when Halloween 2018 trailer dropped. And we were sleeping on his cousin's couch, and I woke up pretty freaking early and just waited on him to wake up so that I could watch it, and then watched it like 50 times in a row.
yeah, I saw it yesterday, and I really really liked it. And I'm hoping that this kind of like this trilogy that they have kind of completes this timeline for them, at least for now.
Yeah.
And it'll be really nice to have Laurie Strode in each of these iterations.
Yes. Um, it was, yeah, no, I know the movie looks like it's going to be really good. I like the direction they're kind of going with this. Is that the first movie we're revisiting? It's kind of like it's a proper revamp where we're reintroducing characters, introducing new characters, and then kind of reintroducing a story in a way that can go forward on its own two legs. You could watch 2018 and kind of not have to watch the original. You should, and then the Halloween Kills is the middle chapter. We're going to see like basically the town of Haddonfield versus Michael Myers. And then the final chapter, however that's going to end. It's called Halloween Ends. I'm guessing we're going to get a big final showdown between Laurie Strode and Michael Myers. So I'm very excited to see that. Kind of changing gears here. Britney Spears, some more Britney Spears news. We did put out an episode about it yesterday. About her court testimony, and like since she gave her court testimony, like tons of outpouring of support from people and celebrities and everything. And one of those people were Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey gave her support to Britney. She tweeted, "We love you, Britney. Stay strong." And then people were pointing out in the comments of her Twitter post that and that in her book she kind of detailed that something similar was like being set up for herself. Do y'all remember Mariah Carey when everybody said she was going crazy back in like 2001, and she went on TRL and was like handing it, and like they said she stripped, but she was just like in a shirt and had shorts on, and she was like, I don't know, this whole time around there, everybody was saying she was crazy when really she was just tired. She was really tired, and she was like overworked, and she kept telling people she was overworked, and they kept working her. Well, in her book, The Meaning of Mariah Carey, um, she kind of details that a similar thing was kind of being set up for herself. Let's see. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read a couple passages from this from somebody who at Stockholm Soul. Um, he screenshotted this, so credit to him. It starts. He very candidly suggested I examine the role money had played in the experience with my family. I was so wrapped up in the childhood history, the betrayal, and the love I once had for everyone involved that I was blind to motive. It was no coincidence that my mother and brother were working on the side of the record company instead of protecting me and advocating for my well being, and that they just happened to claim that I was unstable and try to institutionalize me immediately after I had signed the biggest cash record deal for a solo artist in history. I could accept that I was a cash cow for record companies. After all, I was the franchise. It's the name of the game. It may be dirty, but I had no illusions that the music business was, first and foremost, a cutthroat business. But though I hadn't cut a business deal with my mother or my siblings, they were happy to take me to the slaughter, just like the record companies and the media. She goes on to say, they tried to destroy me in order to take complete control. The therapist made an obvious suggestion. If they could prove I was unstable, they certainly could have believed they would become the executors of my affairs. So taking over her estate, basically. He asked me to look at them objectively, how they viewed the world, how they never really had consistent, legitimate work, but still felt like the world owed them something. As I worked myself to extreme exhaustion, they watched and waited for me to fall like scavengers so that they might gain control over the fortune I had negotiated, built, and fought for. One of the definitions of insanity, it's often said, is doing the same things over and over and expecting different results. My version of insanity was allowing the same thing to be done to me over and over by the same people. Please change your cast of characters. All right. So yeah, she kind of like detailed in her book that she released this past year that during this whole time, people were like, waiting for that moment to kind of step in so that to claim that she was crazy and that she couldn't, wasn't fit to handle her own affairs and her own estate and everything. And this could have very well happened to Mariah Carey too. It's like crazy that you see the kinds of people that this is going to happen to. So like we have Britney Spears, who was like the moneymaker for her family. You have Mariah Carey, who was kind of the moneymaker for her family. Miley Cyrus is up, smoking joints and stuff like that. She's being wild and stuff like that, but her family is not there trying to take advantage of her and trying to take over her estate and stuff like that. I mean, Billy Ray Cyrus has got it on. He's got his own money, and they're all kind of making their own money. Her brother's a Metro Station, I think so. So it's interesting seeing like which kinds of people this happens to and which families this happens to, and like I don't know. It's just it's crazy that I couldn't see this happening anymore, but it's crazy to see that this was probably a really like legitimate thing that was happening back then, especially around 2001.
Well, I think this is like an extreme consequence of extreme success, because especially like in ways where like I mean, we always talk about, oh, forget super successful. You always want to bring people with you. You always want to bring your family with you. You want to kind of be able to like help them out, and that turns into dependency, and that turns into people taking advantage of other people and thinking that they're owed things when they're not owed things.
Yeah, absolutely. And somebody says the conservatorship is just like what was done 100 years ago in Europe to hysteric women. Pretty much. And other, kind of celebrities that were under threat of something like this, Lindsay Lohan, and she was out partying. She was out like, so this is kind of what I think. I think like she was partying to an excessive amount, but also like if somebody put a camera on me or like paparazzi followed me around when I was in college, like it would have looked like the same damn thing, right? It would have looked like I was out of control. I was like,
You had that much money to spend?
Crazy. I didn't have that much money to spend, but I was partying like I had that much money to spend. It's just that's like that's I mean, it's not good, but that is the college experience for a lot of people. And Lindsay was kind of having the college experience. You know, Brittany was kind of around then having the college experience, and maybe they weren't around the right people, and maybe they weren't doing the right things. But to have like their whole being taken over, like so, Lou Taylor, who was key in Britney Spears' conservatorship, actually was going after Lindsay Lohan as well, and trying to convince her parents to do that to Lindsay also. Amanda Bynes is also under conservatorship. I don't want to speculate too much on Amanda Bynes because there could really be mental illness there. We don't know about any of these people.
I mean, yeah,
whether there's mental illness there or not.
It's hard to speculate, but it's also like calls that into question because like
it's worth
especially with
yeah,
with knowing the medications that Britney Spears was on and ways that she looked loopy during that time may have been because of medication.
Oh, 100%.
I think that could also be said of other people in this kind of scenario. And I wonder if this is like honestly going to blow open a bunch of doors in Hollywood in terms of like people really taking advantage of these women for their money.
And these women have been taking advantage of their, you know, for years and years and years. This is nothing new. And what I find really interesting is this whole Britney thing is kind of a callback to past starlets in like Hollywood, you know, like starlets who are being taken advantage of, like Marilyn Monroe and you know, all of these actresses who are like worked to the bone. And Judy Garland is one that like I keep thinking of, and I'm like, let's not put that out into the universe because that would be awful, because we all saw how Judy Garland's end kind of came about. And but it is like that sort of like working them till exhaustion, working them till, you know, they break down and then kind of throwing them off into the ditch. And so I don't know, we just hope for the best for our girl Britney Spears and anybody else been taken advantage of with conservatorships. And you know, so many cases,
hopefully everything gets revealed.
Yeah, I mean, so many cases of conservatorship abuse are happening around the country, and like they're not being covered in the news and stuff like that, and these people have no help, you know. So
well, I think her case coming to light is going to bring a lot of other shine light on other cases and give, especially if she is successful in court, that court or her success in court can be used to help other people.
Yeah, and I think keeping the heat on, keeping media speculation going, or maybe not speculation, but like keeping all eyes on Britney right now is very key, because the reason this has gone so unchecked is that it didn't have a big movement behind, you know, in defense of Britney and stuff like that. Like these people were allowed to go this long without being checked, and like keeping the heat on them right now is very, very important. So we're going to keep doing that. Might cover Britney going forward. Okay, I'm going to read a couple comments just going real quick while we kind of gather our thoughts for Loki. We're about to do a Loki spoiler review.
For the third episode?
Yes, so I'm going to go through some comments real quick, and then we will get to that. Let's see. I really have to say, and be honest, a family member who becomes rich and famous, parents and or siblings will try anything to take control of your life, no matter what, for the sake of money. I feel so sorry for our dear Britney. I think seen as the cash cow for those. I'm really bad at reading, y'all.
Letrus. I think it's Letrus.
Don't use big words for me. Yeah. I agree that was the college experience. It was fun at that age. I feel like she is not in control of her Instagram. Did you see her post after the testimony? I did see her post after the testimony. I was almost like a little worried that they were going to post some like dancing video of her or some like, I don't know, some video that didn't match at all. The one that they did that was posted, it addressed it. It was addressing what was going on. So I'm not sure. I know that, or I don't know, but I'm speculating that she probably sends in content and sends in captions and stuff like that, or things she would like to say, and they kind of put that together for her and post it for her. I don't think she's posting any of that herself. What I don't understand is that this could go on for so long without justice. Those who rule on this stepping in, reevaluating the situation. Agreed. Thor in the background, yes. A Thor hot toy.
Well, we don't have any Loki hot toys.
We don't,
figured
so this
Thor is the
is-
closest thing that
He's
we
adopted
have
brother.
to, and he has the Buffy scythe.
Yeah.
So he has the Buffy scythe.
He put the Buffy scythe in his hand, and I don't agree with that.
Because he's a slayer.
Is this your new like little token thing of
Yes.
of every episode we do? He's gonna play with his little baby scythe.
Yes.
Past 2 episodes, he's had that. It's like his toothpick.
I do not use it for toothpicking.
All right. Yeah. This thank you, Thomas. This morning show is truly great. And just a week it's something cute to follow every day. We're having a lot of fun doing it. And so we're gonna keep it going. I like the video format. And then on starting, so the Britney Spears episode is the first episode that is on podcasting platforms. It's being approved by Apple, Spotify, all that. And then by Monday, hopefully, we will just be full throttle all on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. So if you don't want to watch it, or if you want to just set it up while you're driving or something like that, you'll have that option.
But we can drop all of them on there, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna focus on the new ones first because we are doing this every day. It's a lot, so I don't want to overload it and have to like add all the other episodes.
Well, hopefully it won't take too long to do.
Oh, are you doing it?
No,
exactly.
But I would like everything to be on there.
He's
Because if people want to go through Loki 1, 2, and 3,
you want to talk about
you
a
could be able
diva.
to do
Let's
that.
talk about a diva really quick. Mr. Alistair J. Patton, expecting everything to get done, giving me all these little tasks and to-dos.
Hey,
and showing up dressed in a blazer, and then me looking like trash rat.
I say figure it out. Figure it out. I want all the episodes now.
Now get it. Okay.
Anyways,
I think we're
Loki.
On
yes.
to Loki. So we're gonna do 5-second spoiler. Spoiler alert. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Spoilers from here out.
Okay, so this is a pretty historic episode after Disney telling us they're doing their first gay character in almost every single thing that they do, and it's always like a side thing in the background, and then saying that again and again and again. We finally get the first confirmed bisexual character. They didn't say the word bisexual, and I don't want to detract this from Loki at all. I think it's excellent. I love it. I really enjoyed the bisexual lighting that was going around. I really, really enjoyed this episode. But I do think it's interesting that the first LGBT character is also a villain.
There we go. I don't know. I mean, are they're not calling it the first LGBT character? We get that every couple of weeks, y'all.
Well, the first
LGBT character, guys. The first LGBT character. It's always the first LGBT character.
Well, in the comics, I know Loki has transitions between man and woman a lot. Also, he is very gender fluid, and I think that in the comics he might go by they them. And I'm not sure if they're going to bring that into the MCU iteration, but they did bring his sexuality as bi, which I feel like is very refreshing. I'm hoping that he does, that we do see that in some form in this show, but I don't know. I think that with something like this, Disney goes very, very, very slowly, and I think him and like princes and princesses, a little bit about
you
both.
Hope Disney's going slowly, or Disney is going slowly?
Well, I think Disney's going to go very slowly with this.
Of course.
They're testing the waters, so I don't think that they're going to throw the whole fish in there, but they're testing the water, seeing whether the fish can live.
Yeah. Then we all cancel Loki for being an LGBT character. I saw on Facebook the other day, because we're going to Tulsa Pride this weekend, and I saw on Facebook, it's kind of unrelated, but I saw on Facebook the other day, somebody, like, I guess the Tulsa police posted like a pride flag or something like that, and everybody in the comments were, we're all, you know what? I used to support you, and now I don't. Now this is disgraceful. This is awful. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Now I know what part of Tulsa to avoid, and it's all back to blue until any of that.
Well, I found that pretty interesting, because I think that it goes that happens both sides, because especially this June, I've seen so many people just kind of hate on their own community and any like because they just put out the Q Force. I wasn't going to talk about this, but I think it's relevant. They just put out the Q Force trailer, which I do admit is very, very, very cringy. But like I'm gonna still watch it. I'm gonna support it whenever there's content by diverse and by POC and LGBT people. I'm still gonna support it.
Yeah.
Even if it ends up, not being the greatest, because people watch those numbers. They watch to see where the money goes, and if the money looks good, then guess what? They're going to support more projects that are LGBT
Well,
plus,
yeah, and
more
that's
projects that
why
are by POC.
that's why this is so important, is when Loki does come out and instead of saying bisexual, I'm bi, or I like, pan, whatever the word would be. He comes out and says, I like princes and princesses. We should still be there rallying around it and supporting it and being like, good, good, good. Because we got to show our support for things like this so we can get more characters like this. Got to be honest, I'm still not a huge Loki fan, but it's something, right? I mean, let's get this guy out. I feel like he could get down with just about anybody, right?
Well, it's a really cool moment, and I'm starting to like Loki a little bit better in this episode. We see him be more personable with himself.
Yeah,
it seems like his narcissistic qualities are really coming out in this episode, where he's kind of loving on himself as Lady Loki, who goes by Sylvie. She doesn't go by Loki.
Changed
anymore.
her name to Sylvie. So
and
Sylvie. And they get trapped on what planet? It's
Lamentus. They get trapped in planet Lamentus during year 2077.
They're traveling through disasters, right?
Yes.
So this is
apocalyptic events.
They come into this disaster, and an apocalyptic event is.
And because this last left Wilson, and this is accomplishment episode, I think, where characters in this area where they can do cool things, they can kind of introduce themselves to each other, and they have to be dependent on each other. Their little time Game Boy or whatever makes them dependent on each other, where they have to like learn to do that. So I think that this is a very even though it's really cool, has some good action, great scenes, great lighting. I think it's an episode where the show is taking a pause and really getting the characters to introduce themselves to each other, establish where they're at, and all of that goodness. And I have to say, I wasn't impressed with Sylvie in the second episode, but I really, really liked her in this episode. I really, really liked the actress in this episode, and I liked the way it was going. And we kind of go up to a cliffhanger towards the end because they've decided, well, we're going to go to the vessel and we're going to save these people, for this iteration. And that's how we're going to get out of here.
What do we think about that, though? What do we think about them saving people in a disaster that was supposed to happen, right? Because,
well, they were thinking of that as a happy consequence of them getting out of there.
Oh, really?
They didn't care about these people. They're like, oh, that's a bonus.
Okay. Jared said, I liked the third episode, but I felt it wasn't the right episode for the 6-episode format of Loki. This was like 30 minutes, right?
It was 30 minutes.
So there's either going to be longer episodes going forward or more episodes, right?
Right. And Grace Randolph theorized that there's going to be more than 6 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know about that. I think that it's very possible that they maybe have a really long finale.
And you know what? I wouldn't be mad about it, because the other 2 shows, WandaVision, I really wanted like a longer finale, and we didn't get that. So this one, I don't know. I liked all the train stuff. It was good. You know what I missed, though? I did miss all of the stuff at the headquarters with Owen Wilson and stuff like that. So they were on this planet for the entire time, and it was okay. I kind of agree with you, Jared. But they kind of felt stationary, like, right? Like I would have still liked more people coming in and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think it was just it was a very Loki centric episode.
Yeah.
And it also brought in other elements to it, because really right now Disney's trying to humanize Loki as much as they can, and the way to do that is through his mother and him telling stories about his mother.
I'm thinking he's going to bring his mother back.
It doesn't make sense. Why wouldn't he go into the time flow and make her a variant? Like, I would definitely do that, you know?
Is Buffy Summers a variant?
That
we got
doesn't make
Christy
sense.
Swanson and Sarah Michelle Gellar. Is Buffy a variant?
She's not in the
She's two
MCU.
Buffys. Who else is a variant? Laurie Strode is a variant.
But sure. It doesn't apply anywhere. Like,
got all these variants.
So, and then we did get Lady Loki in the first part, and I thought I really, really liked that first scene with her and with the margaritas, you know, trying to get into the ladies, the agents, or what do they call them? Analyst's brain. And I really liked that part. And also, we found out that all the TVA agents / analysts are variants.
Are they?
They're all variants.
Crazy.
And they don't know that they're variants.
Well, so are we going to get a new Loki every episode, do you think? How many Lokis are there supposed to be? How many are we going to see?
I don't know. I know that there's supposed to be I know there's supposed to be at least one more Loki.
Yeah.
But I am not sure as to that. I think that the TVA is being established as maybe being also kind of evil. And I don't know if I believe in these the time lords or whatever they are, those three guys.
Well, okay, so there's something going to happen with them because they're so worshipped and like all over the headquarters. We like first couple episodes, you just see like these massive statues of the Time Lords, right, everywhere, and it's very the camera like really emphasizes their presence there, and so there's something up with them. We're gonna see something there.
Yeah, and I don't know. I like it. I liked it a lot. I'm going to see how it comes out in this next episode. I'm guessing if they're truly stuck, I think Owen Wilson is going to pop up.
Hey guys.
Oh, probably not like that.
Yeah.
And
what was that?
I don't know. Well, I'm just trying to think. How did you? Oh, Buffy versus Loki. Well, I mean Buffy.
I guess we'll get there,
right?
I don't know. Y'all watch Loki? What did you think of episode 3?
Though Sylvie was giving me major Buffy vibes when she went to the TVA and started fighting them. I really like that. She was giving me major Buffy vibes with her fighting style.
I like Sylvie a lot more than I like Loki too.
Well, I've noticed
I trust her more.
Well, she's a lot more serious. But because she even said mission first. And I'm wondering, I really want to see more of her backstory to see what makes her so much more serious compared to Loki. And one thing I noticed while she was fighting, I was like, oh, there's a lot of similar styles to like different fighters in the MCU and even like the Buffyverse. And then I was thinking, oh my gosh, well, it makes sense that women fight similarly because they have the difference of weight, and they have to use more like weight, I think, in their fighting. I don't know.
Also, women just have a cooler fighting style in movies and TV shows anyway, and I think that's okay to like keep around. I think maybe keep. If it's a trope, keep it.
Well, I mean, it also makes sense with their weight that you have to use your weight in a different way.
Jared said the episode kept flashing me back to a Serenity movie.
Do you see I can see that. Yeah, I can see that.
Oh no, never seen the Serenity movie.
Well, we are going to be watching Firefly this next year.
No,
and finishing it up with Serenity.
No.
I'm sorry you married me. It was in the contract, so you should have read our marriage contract before you signed it. Sorry about it.
Okay, I'm gonna make an amendment. We are gonna have our very first over on the AZB channel, Adventures of Zach and B channel. First vlog back is today.
Is it?
Yeah. So pretty stoked to put that out. I got a couple more edits to throw into it, and so I'm going to do that right after this. We really didn't have time to record a morning show, so the live format is a lot better. Let us know how you like live on Friday mornings. Should we do a couple more of these, or do you like us going back to a little bit more like of a setup and better microphones and everything? Because right now we're using a Yeti microphone. I got my good mic over here.
And I do want to say that we did say that we were gonna cover Fast 9 today, but we didn't make it to the theater yesterday.
I was gut busted after we went and ate yesterday.
So
I was over it.
I don't know what gut busted means.
It's like I ate too much.
Oh, yeah. We had a lot of.
I think you're a robot sometimes.
I am a robot.
Sometimes I feel like you're like,
but
human. I also am gut busted.
But next week we will be covering Fast 9. I'm really excited to see it.
Even though you ain't seen any of the other ones.
No, I have seen the other ones, Zachary.
Yeah.
I just haven't seen the last one. I haven't seen any since 7.
Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this episode of the morning show. We will be back on Monday, so have a great weekend. Stay tuned for that vlog coming out later today. I'm thinking about 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, around abouts there. So thank you guys so much for watching. Again, this morning show. Have a fantastic weekend. And what do you want to outro with? Do something creative. Come on.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, humans.